I was hired for Procter and Gamble out of SEC Expo my freshman year. So I was working at Tabler Station under Procter and Gamble in Inwood, West Virginia, which is actually the company's largest manufacturing plant in the world, which is pretty crazy. I worked under the DAFC business unit, so that primarily produces dryer sheets, which is really exciting. They produce a number, so each plant kind of produces a few different products. So that one, if I remember, we had Swiffer Beauty, which was like your Pantene and all of that. I had 6 individual projects that I completed. They were kind of pretty diverse. I did some work with designing out rejects conveyor failures, so we had some sheets that were getting kind of caught up. So can't say too much about that, but that was pretty cool. I did some work with optimizing the end of line programming and really identifying bottlenecks and designing them out. And I also was able to like design some contaminant guarding, so that was also really cool because I got to design it up and draw it out, and we got a contractor and they built it for me, and I got to see it installed, so that was really exciting. But I remember we walked in there and it was like the most like magical experience because all the interns, there were 34 of us, and you walk in the first room and you see these huge warehouses and these rooms, and they have the most intricate machinery. And I think a lot of people, like including myself, had one idea of what manufacturing looked like, and then you walk in there and you realize how automated everything is. Most of the lines were just like extraordinarily long, and you have 3-4 technicians supervising them. Everything's controlled by robots and programming and sensors and servo motors that everything adjusts and calibrates itself. So it was just fascinating that people can come up with that stuff, and it's really inspiring to see how much effort they put into perfecting and optimizing each process. The SEC Expo happens in the fall semester, like right as you come in as a freshman. So I was biomedical, not even considering ECE. P&G wasn't even biomedical. Like, I was really fortunate. I had a few intern offers at that time, and so we looked at it all. And I knew someone who was a former intern at P&G, and I knew they had a great time, and it was a phenomenal company. And so my parents told me, they're like, just go for it. So I tried it out. I did. My parents, big fans. We call it the P&G bucket. I have 2 big buckets in my room with like razors and Dawn dish soap and sponges. So they were really happy that summer. And my mom texts me every now and then. She goes, "Can I take the yellow dish soap?" And so she doesn't go shopping for that anymore. She just takes it. I think P&G was really inspiring because I was an engineering intern, but they have one of the most incredible business models I've seen. And at the end of the day, you realize they are a business, and you see all of it. Like, I remember one of the senior engineers telling me, if anyone's going to replace us or beat us out in the market, it's going to be us. That was really powerful to hear. That summer, I obviously got to see some of the new products that they hadn't released yet, and they were kind of trying to work out. And it's just fascinating to hear them discuss like how they're going to manufacture them and what that idea is and how they're going to market it. And then they flew us out to Cincy, and so they have like a little P&G museum, and they were showing us all the products they've made and the things that they've brought together. So cling film and toothpaste, that's how they made Crest white strips. And they had failed products too. They had like lasagna that they marketed under, I have maybe Crest, if I remember correctly, and it failed because people were confused about it because they recognized that brand, and mixing it with food was difficult. And then they had like a music player that had different scents with every song that was a failed product that they pulled. And to hear them go through each iteration, to listen to the detail and how much they care and listen to the customers, I think that is fascinating. They're a disruptive company in terms of technicality. Like they are always trying to replace themselves, and I think that that's the best way to go about like even my own career as an engineer. Like I should always be trying to beat out previous Hannah. I should always be trying to be better, and never rest in what's just working right now. There's always something to do.